Hey, thank you for being here tonight. I wish I had some like theme music. We want to get into the Epstein Files. If you're watching, let me know where you're from. Say hi. And I am going to open up the Epstein Files. Dun, dun, dun. They just dropped. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to pull up, if you haven't heard, 30,000 files have just dropped. 30,000 Epstein files have just dropped. So let's get into them. Let me see if I can pull them up. We are going to share the screen. Let's see, how do we do this? There we go. Okay, guys, we have the Epstein Files. They haven't released any files. Lincoln Project Rick Wilson said these are not new. They're not new. Okay, let's see what's in here. I just found this on X. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna share the screen again. Replay screen sharing. So right here. Congress releases, this is from 26 minutes ago. Congress releases 33,000. I can't move this logo. Epstein Files. Fueling demands for unredacted truth. On September 2nd, that's today. Oh, let me put your comment on the screen. Thank you for commenting. On September 2nd, the House Oversight Committee, led by Chair James Comer, released over 33,000 pages of Jeffrey Epstein related documents, including interviews with Ghislaine Maxwell and footage from his Palm Beach estate. I want to like look at these with you guys. Okay, I'm just going to do it this way. Let me see if I can pull your comments out. They are re-releasing the files, but they were already out. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Okay. Really? Okay, well, that's weird. I want to pull this chat out. I don't know how to do it, though. Okay. Well, shout out to Ozark Logistics. I like that name, Ozark. I used to love, is that from the TV show, Netflix? I used to love that show. Okay, so let me read this. Released over 33,000 pages of Jeffrey Epstein related documents, including interviews with Ghislaine Maxwell and footage from his Palm Beach estate. Amid survivor testimonies at the Capitol, figures like Rep. Nancy Mace were visibly shaken, prompting the bipartisan demands for unredacted files to uncover the full extent of Epstein's network, which allegedly involved powerful individuals and possible foreign ties. Critics decried the release as insufficient, with most content already public, fueling calls for true transparency and justice for victims as young as 14. Okay, so then, interesting. So I don't understand why this is just like a dupe. Like they're just trying to get people to a distraction. I wonder if you, I hope,
have stated that this is a lot bigger than I think anyone anticipated. We are obviously going to be requesting the SARS reports from Treasury.
All right, well, I have the files here. I haven't looked through them. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can look at them together. Here we go. So there's this drive here that's what they're saying is released, but I guess I never really cared. Honestly, sorry. I have this like protein shake. I just came back from the gym. And I guess these are all, I wish I could blow these up. So this is the complaint against, or no, Ghislaine actually seems like she filed this in the Supreme Court, and she petitioned, was served by mail. Oh yeah, so Ghislaine, isn't she someone that she does want them released? Is that what this petition was for? Not sure why she would want them released, but okay. Let's see here. So Ghislaine, defendant. I want to see your guys' comments on the screen, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, so defendant Ghislaine Maxwell appeals her conviction. So this is Ghislaine's appeal, I guess. She was principally sentenced to concurrent terms of imprisonment of 60 months, 120 months, and 240 months. So I didn't even know how long she was convicted for. She got sentenced to life. So she's never getting out of jail, right? On appeal, the questions presented are whether Jeffrey Epstein's non-prosecution agreement with the United States barred Maxwell's prosecution by the United States Attorney's Office for Southern District in New York. That's the same court that Diddy is at, the Southern District. Or this is the same court that convicted P. Diddy. Identifying no errors in the district's court of conduct, we affirm that. So, okay, so I believe, and I'm no lawyer, as you can tell, and I have no real experience in this legal industry, but it looks like this is maybe a response, and they're not going for it. I mean, I don't know. I might have to look up to see what that actually means. Okay, let's see what else is in here. So the judge, defendant Ghislaine appeals, the district imposed concurrent, okay. Imposed concurrent terms of imprisonment of 60 months, 120 months, and 240 months. So how many years is that? That's 5 years plus 10 years. So that's 15 years plus, so that's like 35 years, if I'm calculating that correctly. So she's not going to get out of prison. I'm sure she's already like 50s. If she did get out, she'd be like 80. We hold that Epstein's MPA did not bar Maxwell's prosecution. Yeah, so this is what I was thinking, that this is the response from the court, and they are essentially saying, like, they're denying her appeal, is what I'm gathering from this. Again, this is a lot of verbiage that I don't quite really understand, but it looks like this is the response from the court and her appeal complaint saying that I don't even know what an MPA is. Epstein's MPA. Lastly, that we hold that Maxwell's sentence is procedurally reasonable. So they're just saying you are SOL. SOL, Miss Maxwell. And Epstein's it's a non-prosecution agreement. Defendant Ghislaine Maxwell coordinated, facilitated, and contributed to Epstein's abuse of women and underage girls. She was like the bottom B. And I don't know if you guys know what a bottom B is, but it's actually the top B. To be a bottom B, from what can understand, or I've heard, the bottom B for a pimp is actually the queen bee. They are the ones, doing all the pimping for the main pimp. So although she didn't directly, she did directly harm these girls. She definitely influenced, groomed, which is a crime in itself. So I guess the court is like not going for it. And so that, she filed that in January of this year. So this is the response. Okay, but what else is in here? Because these are the Epstein Files. This is all regarding her. This is all regarding Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell. So these are redacted. I'm just kind of jumping around. Honestly, I don't know what's in these folders, obviously. This all looks like Ghislaine's appeal. So that's the first. Let me see how many files are in here. Well, from what the X post said, 33,000 files. That's a shit ton of files. That's a lot of files. And I know Ozark said that these have already been released. But this folder right here in particular says it was updated today, right? 8:24 a.m. These two, so I guess these were updated today. Let's see what else is in here. And when it said images, I thought they were going to have like evidence images. So this is all regarding Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, I know she's like I said, she's Epstein's bottom B, and I want to see do you guys know what bottom B is? Because I feel like people get the definition of that confused. I'm gonna see if that's in the Urban Dictionary, so I can make sure for myself. I'm looking it up really quick. Bottom B. All right, let me share this with you guys. Urban Dictionary says, a bottom girl, a bottom woman, sits atop the hierarchy of prostitutes. See, I was right. The bottom B, when it comes to pimping and hoeing, is actually the top. She's the top. She's a top B. So I just needed to kind of clarify that for myself, because I'm pretty sure that's what it meant, but to see it here in black and white, I'm not mistaken about that. I mean, according to the Urban Dictionary anyways. Okay, so let's go back to the files. So yeah, these are all Maxwell's court documents. The government responded to Chief Judge explaining its contacts with Bose, Schiller, and connection. I wonder if there's like a quick way we could like search these, because these are just images. I don't know what natives are. Native? What is this? All right, we're going to download this. I have no idea what this is. Download quote exceeded for this file, so you can't download out of this file. No! Come on. Well, can I at least play it? Oh, hell no. See, you can't even look at this. Login and authorize. You guys can see my email address. I don't know if this is going to work. This doesn't seem like a good idea, guys. I really hope I don't get hacked. Okay, so that one's not playing. Let's see if these other ones play. Oh, this is his jail. Okay, so I know you guys have probably seen the controversy about this footage that a minute is missing. And it's like this crucial minute. Let's see if these will play. The number of allowed playbacks has been exceeded. Please try again. These videos are already out. So Ozark, you are correct. This video for sure. It's not letting me download it though. So that sucks. I'm sure all of these have been exceeded. Motherfucker. I want to watch one of them. Oh, man. But this video is on X for sure. They all look the same, though, but I guess they're different. Or they're just different points in time. Have you guys seen this footage? It's supposed to be like, let's find it on X, because this is for sure on X. Okay. Let's look that video up. Okay. This is the Epstein footage. Epstein footage. Okay, let's see if we can find that clip. Okay, so this, I don't know if this has audio, but let's see what. Oh, I love this guy, the body language guy. He's always on it too. DOJ releases Jeffrey Epstein camera footage, but what are we really looking at here? There is a 5-minute clip from the CCTV camera footage of the special housing unit was held the night he killed himself. It is posted in 2 versions in the Department of Justice website, one raw and untouched, and one with lighting and contrast enhanced for clarity. This is the enhanced version. The entire video lasts 11 hours. Fuck. No wonder we couldn't download that file. And I'll be uploading it to my Crime Coroner channel, but we need to get our bearings here. What are we looking at? Let's watch it. I've never watched this. I've seen it. I hear there's a minute missing somewhere, but I have never taken the time to actually watch this. So let's see. And again, I love the body language guy. He analyzes people, like their face expressions and like all kinds of things. So let's see. Let's just watch it. It's 5 minutes. We'll speed it up. I'm drinking a protein shake, guys. If you want to know what protein drink I drink after working out, it's in my Amazon store. I just got back from the gym. Have any of you guys watched this footage? So this is the night Jeffrey supposedly offed himself. But who believes that? I mean, what else was he going to do? You know, all his money was stripped, you know. It's plausible. It's plausible, but there obviously the fact that there is missing footage makes it so you know, such a conspiracy now. There's so many mysteries in this world when things like that happen. It's kind of like that Alyssa Lamb, the girl at the Cecil footage or the Cecil Hotel. That's a whole nother story. But there's footage that of her on the elevator, and I was watching the documentary on Netflix, and they were saying how like if you watch the elevator footage, the time this time meter counter, it's all blurry, and then there's a couple seconds where it stops and then it jumps ahead, and I'm like, that is weird. That is so weird. It's like there's so many mysteries, and like when things like that happen, it's like it just adds on. It's like nothing is ever cutting dry in this world. It's like really crazy. Okay, so this is a 5-minute long clip. What are we looking at? I don't understand. It's almost over. Did I miss something? That's why I've never, I don't understand. Does anybody know what we just watched? So the body language guy, okay, I'm going to try and move this camera. The first thing we need to understand is that the house special, I don't know if you can see what the body language guy said. He said something underneath that, I think. Yeah, right here. First thing that we need to understand is how the special housing unit is distributed. Every floor has 6 boxes or cell blocks that contain 8 cells each. These cell boxes are stacked on top of each other. So you have 3 upper cell. Okay, Epstein was on cell 220 of 1 upper cell block marked with the letter L for loser. It is marked with red in the diagram. The yellow marked area is a comment. Okay. If you stand in front of the cell block's gate entrance, you can see both the secure doors to the cells on both sides and one utility between pairs of them. The rationale of these non-secured doors between cells is to have easy access to maintenance and plumbing and electrical stuff on cells without having to open the cells. You see that the secured cell doors have a vertical peak window, a handcuffing slot, a food tray slot, and they have huge secured hinges. Precisely in this photo, Epstein's cell was cropped on purpose in the FBI original investigation document because the farthest cell on the right says 219. And being Epstein's cell block, the 220, it would be off screen to the right. Notice that at the far end of the cell block, there's a camera, one of many that was not functioning that night. It's so weird. It's like it wasn't functioning that night. So it's like normally it functions, or maybe it never functioned, and then it was supposed to be checked, and so they're just saying, oh, it was glitching that night, but it could have, like, maybe they just never ever did fix it. It has been broken, but they just do it to cover their own butts and not getting this technical, you know, their equipment checked. Dude, oh, okay. I know Trump talked about that in his press conference today. So they're saying that, I mean, because I didn't read what actually happened, but that must have been what Trump was talking about, and saying that they blew up a boat that was coming from Venezuela. I mean, Trump really hates Venezuela. He actually does. Like, so I didn't hear the details. I know he mentioned it though at his press conference today. So he blew up a boat because he says it was packed with drugs, which we're not going to be able to know because it blew it up. Tren de agua. Okay, so dang, this guy wrote a whole freaking thesis on this. For further clarity, notice that at the far end of the block, for further clarity, this is the view from the observation floor of the shoe. I've watched a few crime shows, and it's the shoes, the special housing unit. Oh shit! How did I remember of the shoe? You are a prison guard sitting at your desk, and you can see simultaneously all cell block entrances, both upper and lower. Okay. In the picture, the L tier upper cell where Epstein's 220 cell was, you notice that immediately after the staircase, there's a gate to access the mini hall we saw in the previous photo. Okay. And then what? And then what? And then what? In fact, the officer station had a unique angle of Epstein's cell. Now let's look at the screenshot of the video the DOJ shared. Alrighty. You immediately notice that whatever this is not a cell block, and those are not cell doors. In fact, 10 minutes into the video, a person just comes out of one of those doors with a trash bin and places it in the middle. So if this is not a cell block, what is it? That's why I like this guy. Like, he's like breaking it down and like explain it to me like I'm 5. Thank you, body language guy. The space that we're looking at is the common space near the elevator. Staircases are marked in myself in the diagram. The red dot is the position of the camera from which the DOJ released video was recorded. You can see that it was opposite the officer station, and in no way it could have seen Epstein's cell block, let alone Epstein's cell. The way to confirm is that the space marked on the schematics is the angle shape of the floor. It matches the angles. This guy freaking really, man, he took his time on this. Like, that's, God bless these people that, you know, take time to really, you know, break things down. I mean, this is very, very thorough. I mean, look how much he wrote on this and analyzed, how much he analyzed about this. So if we go once more to the DOJ footage, you see, because I'm like, what am I missing here? When I watch the footage, like, Jose Enrique Rosas is spelling it out. Thank you. So if we go once more to the DOJ footage, you see that the officer station is on the far end. Now zooming in, there are some teeth that seem to pop up at the right of the officer station. Those are staircases. Okay. This is the only thing we can remotely see in the direction of Epstein's cell block, a sliver of the staircase. Anyone could have gone up and down the staircase without being seen in the camera. So basically, they're saying the footage that the camera that should have been monitoring Epstein 24 hours a day, if this is what they're releasing to prove that no one went in and choked him out, this guy, the body language guy, from what I'm understanding, is saying that these aren't even the cameras. These aren't even this isn't even the footage that is even showing the Epstein door. I mean, I think that's what he's saying. What do you guys think? Now, this is important. Gate 46 is the only way to go in or out of the shoe. We have 11 hours of footage throughout the night. So that must prove that nobody entered or exited the shoe floor, right? Right? So I think Jesus Enrique Rosas thinks that Epstein did not off himself, because he's taken all of this time to analyze this footage and, you know, wondering why there is this alternate footage. You know, that just makes you wonder why release footage to prove something, but it's just again, the word of the night, distraction. Everything has been a distraction. I'm going to ask the obvious question. How do we know that something couldn't have happened before that DOJ video started? By all measures, you couldn't have stayed in Epstein's cell block area without being seen. The camera at the far end didn't work. By all measures, but what could have stopped anyone from hiding in the utility crawl space door? And is that utility crawl space 100% sneak proof by other means? Because I can imagine that would be used for maintenance on the ventilation system. The body language guy, someone did get out of the shoe at 9:12, then got in at 9:15, and an officer got out at 9:00. She came back at 9:32. Okay. So does he say anything else here? Update in regards to the missing minute and the video editing app menu popping up in the upper right corner. Man, this guy is highly observant. I'm over here trying to look at the Epstein files, and I honestly didn't know what to expect because I just opened it here on live, and you know, as Ozark Logistics said, these files have been released. I never took the time to try and go through them before. But God bless people that do. You know, I thought I'd take a crack at it tonight. But I need people like the body language guy to just like break shit down. So I'm trying, guys. Let's see. In regards to the missing minute, that's the one thing I did hear though, is like there's this missing minute. Again, similar to the Elisa Lam. I know they're totally different and obviously not related, but it's just weird how there's mysteries and then there's like inconsistencies when it comes to like digital recordings, and that just makes everything so much more mysterious, you know. And it's just so weird. It's just why, like, again, it's just like goes into time and space and like weird shit. Okay, so in regards to the missing minute and the video editing app menu popping up in the upper right corner, I've seen clips on YouTube that look like the original raw footage and also have the video editing app menu and the full minute missing. Until I downloaded the original from the DOJ website itself, can't 100% confirm, but it seems that the raw version is not really raw at all, especially if there's one full minute missing. Yeah, and a minute is a long time, right? It would not take someone a minute to drag a body across the floor, you know, especially or carry a body out. It would take like 30 seconds, especially if they knew the camera was going to be recording and they just use like something, or a few people got together to carry him out. Like, that's not going to take a minute. If you haven't been able to watch the full 11-hour video because the DOJ website collapsed, I uploaded the full video to my Crime Coroner channel. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna share it with you guys. He did put it up on his channel. So here it is. It's only got 2,000 views. I don't know. And like he said, it's 11 hours worth of footage. So I don't know where the missing minute is, you know. And like he said, if this is just footage of cameras pointed at like a hallway that is not even facing Epstein's actual cell, like what is the point of this footage? Like, again, what am I missing? You know, that's why nothing is ever as it seems. You know, like they're like, oh, here's the Epstein Files. And then I'm like, oh shit, the Epstein Files. And then, like Ozark said, they've already released these, you know, but somebody puts out a tweet or an X. And I actually did see this too. Robert Garcia, he's the former mayor of Long Beach. I used to live in Long Beach for 15 years. I have been around Mayor Garcia. I'm very proud of how far he's gone, how he's gone to Congress, and he is not letting up. He is not taking his foot off of Donald Trump's neck. So I saw this today, and it said that Robert Garcia was going to put the files out. And so that made me, and I know this is like his mission. Robert Garcia is not going to let, on his watch, he is not going to let these files not fully be released. Like, this is like the only thing I feel that he's working on day and night. So anyways, like, go Robert. Yeah, so I don't know where the missing minute is. This all looks like the same. I'm just not patient enough. I'm not patient enough to sit through that. I mean, who is? I mean, who has time to watch that? It's 11 hours. So, okay, back to the files. Let's go back to the drive. Okay, let's go back to this drive. We can't download any of this footage, obviously. I guess I was too late. Let's see. What is this? These are MP3 files. Yeah, and nothing. I can't download any of these. They're all have been downloaded. So, except these images. What is this? Probable cause affidavit. Ooh. The victim, 14-year-old female, reported to the Palm Beach that she was brought to Epstein's house for purpose of engaging. Ugh. Gross. Haley Robinson came to the victim's house and picked the victim up. During the drive, Robinson told the victim that should Jeff ask for her age, she'd say she was 18. Ew. Oh my God. I don't even want to read this out loud. It's not funny. It's gross. Epstein turned over on his back. The victim was now standing beside him and she massaged his chest. Oh, and he was disgusting. Ew. Ew. And I heard that he has like a really tiny, that's what they said, that he has his dick is deformed. So, okay, I guess that's a police report. I mean, let's see. These are people that contributed to Richard's campaign contributions. Okay. What is this? This looks like call logs. Call number. Oh wait, no, this is his address. I'm not sure what that is. But that's Jeffrey Epstein's address, according to that complaint we just read. I guess these are from, I'm assuming these are his phone messages for Jeffrey Epstein, for Jeffrey Epstein, for Jeffrey Epstein, for Jeffrey. Someone taking messages for him. Just tell him that I called. You called her, so she was calling back. Well, I thought these files were going to have like people's names in them, you know, like Lynn and Jojo. I sent Lucian and Russia's mail to the correct address and called post office. So these are like his personal, like secretarial notes. Oh, Ghislaine wrote this. Glenn has pulled a muscle and he is out of the hospital. They have called doctor and everything has been organized and this used properly. They won't make for lunch. What? So Ghislaine, that's 2005. She wouldn't bring it back to the gym. Okay, so I don't know. These are just notes. All his notes. Oh, search warrant. Does it have the date of the search warrant? Okay, so this is when they went to search his house. Robson stated that once her parents discovered she was visiting Epstein, they disapproved of the encounters with him and she stopped. Robson further stated that Sarah still tries to call the house and leave messages with the app's assistant. I mean, I want to see like the flight logs of who went to the island. I mean, I thought that's what was in the files. I mean, I know some of these victims aren't going to get justice because unfortunately he's gone. So beyond that, I thought the files were going to have like the call logs. I mean, the plane logs. That I think that's what I thought the files would have, like the flight logs for his island. Miss Ghislaine Maxwell, staff. There is her email address. Mindspring.com. Let's see. What is this? Another police report. On September 11th, I observed a four-door white Mitsubishi. I arrested and charged with possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. Well, weed isn't a crime anymore, guys. Okay, myspace.com. I wonder is this Jeffrey Epstein's MySpace Sublime Potty? These are his messages. There are only 4 suite buildings, and I was lucky enough to get one. I only have 1 room to go with the room is a decent size. So These are his personal messages. I mean, I'm assuming everything in here is like, I mean, this is all the Epstein files. So this apparently, I'm assuming, is Epstein's MySpace. Who knew? I mean, I think this is Epstein's MySpace. Who knew Epstein had a MySpace? It's somebody's MySpace. I don't know. Yeah, so there's a lot of files in here, but I wanted to see the flight logs, and they're not making it easy to look at any of this stuff. Like, you would think that they would be labeled like flight logs, police report. You know, these are literally just scans. I mean, I guess it would take time to name the files, but I mean, they're just not making it easy to go through this stuff. And I guess that's the point. Like, courts don't really care. And whoever doesn't want these out there doesn't care. They want to make it hard. Like, even though they're releasing them, these are a lot of files. If there are 33,000 files in here, someone has to go through them all. And it's probably not going to be me. I don't know who, what these are. Like, what is the context for these? Is she at work? Who's this? So these seem like a recorded line that they got the transcripts for. UNK, MP, HR. I don't know who those initials are, because it should be JE for Jeffrey Epstein and GM for Ghislaine. Oh, this is another weird encounter. You can already tell. The body of the messages. I recognize various. Okay, I'm just trying to skim through this. I located a wood-colored armoire beside Epstein's bed that contained a bottle of joy jelly. Several massage tables were located through the second floor of the residence. He loved massages. Like, he's so gross. He's disgusting. Well, guys, it would have been crazy if he was like housed with P. Diddy. They were in the same cell block, but unfortunately, that's not the case. There was a large bathroom to the right. There was a large, recalled a hot pink and green sofa in the room. There was a door on each side of the sofa, recalled there being a mural of a naked woman in the room, as well as several photographs of naked women on a shelf. Someone stated Epstein did not change in front of her, but did take off his towel, exposing himself. Recalled Epstein being hairy, especially on his chest. Epstein also had a hairline that continued to his what? She admitted to seeing his junk. I asked if she knew what being circumcised meant, and she stated no. And then said that she thought Epstein was on steroids because he was built and he was very, very tiny. It's always those guys. It's always the ones that got the littlest freaking package that are the most weird and creepy. Okay, so I don't want to read this because these are with underage girls. She stated he exposed himself. He took off his towel. He was very specific in his instruction, telling her to go clockwise. She heard him making what she believed ill. She heard him moaning. I mean, okay, so let's see, what's next? She was afraid that Robson wanted to retaliate against her. Yeah, I mean, it's just like police reports of underage women being taken advantage of this nasty guy. And he had enough money to have this lifestyle, unfortunately. But these are the files, guys. These are the ones, unless I'm missing something, if there was other files that were released. And again, I'm just jumping around here. There's so many. Okay, this is a transcription. I don't know if they wired his house. No type of intercourse. Okay, your twin sister. I hope you guys are having a good night. I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's anything that is new, like new information in here. To me, this doesn't seem like new information. And like Ozark said, shout out to Ozark, these were released already. And, I was expecting something we haven't seen before, like names. Like, that's what everybody wants to see is like the names, like the flight logs. And you can't even search this. You can't even search. Everything in this folder is images. So you can't even do a search, like search for flight logs. And there's, I don't know what that is. What's this? State attorney. Redacted, redacted, redacted. Like, what's the point of including those files? Oh, what is this? Oh, okay. These are people that went to his house, I'm assuming. Compass Realty. That's the only company I recognize. So let's see. Was this his real estate agent? Rita Palacios, Compass Realty. MetLife. So his life insurance rep. His real estate agent. His lawyer. I was advised that Jeffrey Epstein was walking based on my. Okay, man, this is a lot of. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like paperwork that they found in his house. They scanned everything. Phone message book. But I thought we were going to see the flight logs. I mean, they could be in here. I guess, I don't know what I thought. When these files were uploaded, I thought that, I don't know, they'd be more organized. They're definitely all over the place. What is this? Okay. Review of the Federal Bureau of Prisons Custody Care. June 2023. So I'm assuming he died. What day did he die? This was the investigation after his death. What day did Jeffrey Epstein die? August 10th, 2019. So 4 years later, August 10th, it says that on Google that he died August 10th. So 4 years, almost 4 years later, they did, I guess this is their report. So right here, allowed Epstein to make, in violation of BOP policy, an unrecorded, unmonitored telephone call before he was returned to his shoe cell. Also on August 9th, after a meeting at the prison with his lawyers. Although Epstein said he was calling his mother, in actuality, he called someone with whom he allegedly had a personal relationship at 8 p.m. So he died on the 10th. So this is the day before. Only one shoe cell search was documented on August 9th, and it was not of Epstein's cell. BOP records did not indicate what Epstein. Thomas told, okay, so the following day, Epstein's cell was transferred to another facility. Okay, so on August 10th at approximately 6:30 a.m., the two shoe staff on duty began delivering breakfast to shoe inmates. Noel unlocked the door to Epstein's shoe tier. When Thomas attempted to deliver breakfast to Epstein through the food slot in his locked cell door, Epstein did not respond to Thomas's verbal commands. Thomas unlocked the cell door and saw Epstein hanged. Thomas immediately yelled for Noel to get help and call for a medical emergency. Thomas told the OIG, I don't know what that means, that when he entered Epstein's cell, Epstein had an orange string, presumably from a sheet or a shirt, around his neck that was tied to the top portion of the bunk bed. Like, how the fuck do you hang yourself from a bunk bed? And you're a grown-ass adult. That seems difficult. That seems like a really bad way to try and off yourself. Okay, so that was tied to the top portion of the bunk bed. Epstein was suspended from the top bunk in a near-seated position with his buttocks with his buttocks approximately 1 inch to 1.5 inches off of the floor. Thomas said he immediately ripped the orange string from the bunk bed and Epstein's buttocks dropped to the ground. Thomas then lowered Epstein's body to the floor and began chest compressions until responding MCC New York staff members arrived approximately 1 minute later. Shortly thereafter, outside medical personnel arrived and took over the emergency response, eventually removing Epstein to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. On August 11, 2019, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner performed an autopsy and determined the cause of death was hanging and the manner of death was suicide. Blood toxicology tests did not reveal any medications or illegal substances in Epstein's system. The medical examiner who performed the autopsy told the OIG that Epstein's injuries were consistent with suicide by hanging, and there was no evidence of defensive wounds that would be expected if his death had been a homicide. Epstein did not have marks on his hands, broken fingernails, or debris under them, contusions to his knuckles that would have evidenced a fight, or other than an abrasion on his arm, likely due to convulsing from hanging, bruising on his body. The limited available video evidence. Recorded video evidence for August 9th and 10th for the shoot area where Epstein was housed was only available from one prison security camera due to a malfunction that occurred on July 29th. So a malfunction occurred 10, 11 days prior. While the prison's cameras continued to provide live video feeds, recordings were made for only about half the cameras. MCC New York discovered its failure on August 8th, the day before he died, 2 days before he died, but it was not repaired until after Epstein's death. How convenient. The available recorded footage from the one shoe camera captured a large part of the common area of the shoe and portions of the stairways leading to the different shoe tiers, including Epstein's cell tier. Thus, anyone entering or attempting to enter Epstein's shoe tier from the common area would have been picked up by the video camera. Epstein's cell door, however, was not in the camera's field of view. Yeah, so that's what the body language guy was saying, that the camera was not even showing Epstein's cell door. So what is the point of pointing out all this fucking footage? And it's like being gaslit. Like, the OIG determined that movements captured on video before and after those times were generally consistent with employee actions as described by witnesses. So results of the OIG's investigation and review, they were identified numerous and serious failures by the New York staff. The OIG found that MCC New York staff failed on August 9th to carry out the psychology department's directive that Epstein be assigned a cellmate. He was alone? Okay, yeah, I guess I knew that. He was alone. Epstein to make an unmonitored phone call. We found the staff failed to undertake required measures designed to make sure that Epstein and other inmates were accounted as safe. So the OIG also found that several staff falsified BOP records relating to inmate counts and rounds and lacked candor during their OIG interviews. 2 MCC were charged criminally with falsifying BOP records. The combination of these and other failures led to Epstein being unmonitored and alone in his cell, which contained an excessive amount of bed linens, from approximately 10:40 p.m. on August 9th until he was discovered hanging in his locked cell the following day. So yeah, they were like, here's bed sheets. So many bed sheets. Go ahead. Here's the rope to, like the pun goes, like give him enough rope to off himself or hang himself. That's kind of what they did. Okay, the combination of these and other failures led to Epstein being unmonitored and alone in his cell, which contained an excessive amount of bed linens. Okay, I already read that. So regarding the absence of criminality connection, the entrance to each tour could be accessed only via a single locked door. As a further security measure during each shift. So that's the report of what they're saying happened. We're a better planet without this man on it. But at this point, it's not about him. It's about all of the other people that partook in what he was doing and what he was facilitating and the victims that got taken advantage of him. So he was the scapegoat. He ended up, I mean, he was the ringleader, but they killed the source. You know, he was the source of everything. So how do you get rid of the problem? You get rid of the source. So they definitely got rid of him. So here's some pictures. Let's see what this says. Hello, inmate Epstein was removed from suicide watch and stepped down. So this was July. This was almost a month before. I mean, he was supposed to be on S watch, right? Like they already knew, he knew his life was over. So he was, that is why it's such a big deal, because him more than anyone was supposed to be on S watch because they were supposed to keep this man alive. Because they knew he knew his life was over. So again, like we're better off without the man here. We're better off, like, but now it is still justice that should be had regarding all the other people that were affected by him that he's not, you know, owning up to, that aren't going to get justice. And the celebrities that don't want any more information to come out because it's gonna air their dirty laundry, you know. So, oh man, I don't know. These are a lot of files. They all mostly seem like official records. So, I mean, I don't trust. This is just people's accounts, like prison accounts, prison documents, prison records, jail records, you know, police reports, you know. These are secondhand accounts of what, these are not really, these things obviously are redacted. A lot of the stuff is redacted, you know, so this still isn't the full truth, you know, and we probably will never get it. I thought tonight it was all new files. I thought we were going to get like so much more information when I saw that tweet on X that a lot of people are going to be outed today, you know, like, but we'll see if someone else goes through all these files and they can find the exact file that has like other people that were involved. Like we already know he's guilty. I mean, I know he's guilty. So just seeing these police reports, doesn't really seem like anything that's really new. You know, it's not anything new. So nothing shocking. It's time for the other people that engaged and like this really gross behavior, who are still out on the streets, are still probably grooming more other women. Maybe they don't have as much, you know, they're not as well off as Jeffrey Epstein. And for sure, he was a ringleader. But they still have gotten away with it in a way because, you know, we're still not getting the full truth. Let me see. What does this say? I don't know, man. I don't know who else's names are in here. All I see in here is Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein. I was wanting to see some others, like people that we haven't been able to verify, like Donald Trump and P. Diddy and Ashton Kutcher and even Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, you know, like all of the celebrities. I went to his his island? You know, that's really kind of what I wanted to find out. That's what I thought these files would be, but what do I know? These are so many files. So here is his, obviously what he was charged with, sex trafficking. Yeah, so this is just nothing new, you know, but again, I've only gone through what, probably 2% of everything that's in here. I can't read that. Name of inmate of watch on watch, suicide. Okay, this is a suicide watch observation log. Okay, so yeah, so that was the other thing. They were supposed, when you're on S watch, from what I know, you are, they failed him, or the system failed in also not doing the welfare checks. I guess here you can see their log, like literally every 10 minutes they had to go in, and I think that's what this log is saying. Epstein asked to speak with his attorney. Epstein is sitting on the edge of the bed. Like literally had to just, that's like a lot. That's like crazy to have to go check on someone. I mean, at that point, you might as well be in the cell with him. Like, I'm just going to stare at you. And we're going to sit here because you go, you write. By the time you come back, it's like, all right, I got to go. Like, do they take turns doing that? Like, that shit's exhausting, like around the clock. Inmate is pacing around. Inmate is sitting at the edge of his bed. He mentioned to me that he is hungry. Inmate says he feels his throat is swollen. He drank water. He's pacing around. He's still speaking. It looks like the handwriting switched. So they switched. And you know what? They were probably over it. The guards were like, man, fuck this guy. They were probably like, I know I would, after a week of doing that, but you know, it's their job, you know, that's what they sign up for. So they really shouldn't be getting tired of doing this. Epstein is eating peanut butter. He decided to lay down, like, fuck, literally every 10 minutes. Okay, he's sleeping, he's sleeping, he's sleeping, he's sleeping. That's so crazy. Oh my God. Damn. This is the S watch log. He appears to be sleeping. 5:15 a.m. Man, that's crazy. Your job is to watch this man like a freaking toddler. So he was on S watch for a reason. Do you think they were just sick of watching him and they were like, you know what? Let's just fuck this guy. Let's just end it right now. He was on S watch already, so no one will miss him. And we don't miss him. Well, guys, it's all about S watch in here. But we know how that turned out. If there's anything new that comes out, I'll come back on stream or I'll do another video. You know, I was so excited to go through these on live, and but we'll do something. I'll do something else. Whoa, what is this? Bright green. And too bad we couldn't download the videos. Like, there was other videos. Maybe someone else will, you know, put those videos out that was able to download them. Oh, this is what that's what he used? Wouldn't they have to cut that to get it off of him? Oh, okay. Like, how come it's not like cut off? Like, I know they cut this part to release him, but shouldn't this have been untied? Like, am I tripping? Like, how is that still tied? Noel said the mattress on the floor was Epstein's as he always slept on the mattress on the floor. I think that's weird. I think that's weird. You know, like photograph of a piece of orange cloth tied into a noose recovered from Epstein's cell after his death. I just don't understand, like, if they did an autopsy on him, like, this doesn't look like it's cut. That's weird. What do you guys think? Here's all. So that's what they were saying in the report, that he had a lot of linens. Oh, that looks like such a terrible existence. Oh, man, freedom is everything. Like, okay, so look, this is tied around the ladder. I mean, how the fuck do you hang yourself like sitting? You know, he was sitting down. Obviously, they said that his butt was an inch to an inch and a half from the floor when they found him hanging. I don't get how you're he was taller than that bunk bed, so he sat down and that's how you kill yourself. Like, that's just very weird. Very, very, very weird. And why is it all tied right here? I can't zoom in anymore. I'm trying to zoom in more, but it's not letting me. What is this? It looks like a radio. The captain also reviewed the picture of Epstein's cell from when he interviewed. He said Epstein had too many linen shirts and blankets in his cell. The shoe staff were responsible for removing these items because they did not want to hear the other inmates complain that they were not issued the same number of items. The captain stated that it's also a security issue because it gives the inmates the materials to make homemade fashion and improvised nooses. He was allowed to sleep on the floor, which said was unusual for the shoe where that was normally not allowed. As well, it had 2 pins, which inmates were not allowed to have. Epstein would ask for things, and if the CO said no, Epstein would tell them he was writing down their names and providing the information to his lawyer. According to inmate 3, the COs were on eggshells around Epstein. Inmate said that when he left the shoe, there was an orange cloth twisted around the ladder, strings on the side of the bed, inmate 3 explained that the string tied across the bed served as a clothesline and that the strings were part of a sheet that they had ripped. According to inmate 3, one night he woke up and saw Epstein fidgeting with clotheslines and asked Epstein what he was doing. Epstein said he was trying to fix the clothesline, but inmate 3 told him no and flushed the clothesline down the toilet. As discussed in chapter 4, when inmate 3 and Epstein first became cellmates upon Epstein's return to the SHU. Autopsy report. So we already read this. There's told that the pattern of Epstein's neck bones fractures were consistent with the hanging. Identified plethora, which is purple discoloration of the skin, consistent with suicide by hanging. Oh my God. Well, guys, it's just like more of the same. All these documents, they're just talking about what happened that night. I mean, I'm trying to find out other stuff, but it's just like same stuff. I want to see the flight logs. Like, that's what I want to see. You called me circa 2017. Who are those guys? I'm now throwing you. I can help you. You can donate to my university. Our accepting your $5 million will show the world you are not a pariah and may help you avoid a conviction like Bill Cosby. The donation can be for the Jeffrey Epstein Chair for the promotion of women in mathematics, which will show the world your support for women. Yeah, that guy just wanted Epstein's money. Yeah, when you have money and you're in trouble, you get desperate. And people will jump on that desperation, which looks like what was happening there. I can help you. I'm now throwing you a lifesaver. So I don't know. I guess this is the same person. So people are like, give me money and we will say you're a great man. What is this? I don't know. All right, guys, I think I am going to call it a night. We didn't really find anything new out tonight. Let me just look on X one more time. Let's just look on X one more time. See what, I mean, it's not even trending on X. Like, I saw today that, you know, that what made me rush on here was like the Epstein Files were released, but it's not trending. Right here. House releases Epstein Files amid outcry for full disclosure. All Epstein Files can be found here. They were just uploaded by the House oversight. So let's just read what people are saying. Let's see if they're saying like, yo, these are already out. Like, what the fuck? Once again, ooh, okay, so back, shout out to Ozark. Once again, this is a repackaging of publicly available BS, incomplete, redacted, scrubbed, and illegitimate. This only further cements the cover-up. Our government is evil. Don't donate any money to any of them. That's right. Because we just went through the files. We just did that. And shout out to my viewers. You guys are so smart. You guys said it. These were already released. And yeah, I didn't see anything new. I mean, I skimmed, I jumped around, but nothing stood out. It's all police reports. It's all, old footage. So yeah, I mean, this isn't anything new. Re-releasing the same Epstein files that are already available to the public is simply further proof that these people think their voters are fools. Dear Rep. Luna constituents, sorry, I can't say that. She is lying to you. This is a small fraction. Let me ask Grok. Let's do that. How do we do that? Let me ask Grok. Right here. Oh, wait. How do you ask Grok? Ooh, explain this post. Okay, so Grok says, purportedly containing 33,000 pages of Epstein, but the folder is empty. Integrating this AI was probably the only thing I liked about Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Because the AI guy or the AI bot don't sugarcoat shit. I mean, it may be wrong sometimes, and you may need to verify, but it doesn't seem to lie. It kind of just says how it is. This release coincides with emotional survivor testimonies on Capitol Hill, including Luna's own acknowledgement of Epstein's potential role as a foreign intelligence asset, a claim supported by declassified hints of espionage ties, but lacking definitive peer-reviewed evidence due to redacted files. Historical context reveals Epstein's case has long fueled conspiracy theories with recent pressure on the Trump administration to unseal documents, yet studies like those from the Journal of Forensic Sciences 2020 on his death suggest official narratives may oversimplify complex intelligence involvement. I agree, Grok. I agree. I couldn't have said it better than myself. Nearly all of this was already public. Just release all the files. Stop the games. Go fuck yourselves. Nice try. Sign into Rep. Thomas discharge petition. Almost nothing new, so stop the BS. Indict the clients. Trump bragged about groping and kissing women. Trump bragged about grabbing them by the pee. Trump bragged that he could do anything to women because he's a star. But Trump didn't brag about raping. That was Trump's and Epstein's dirty little secret. Lies, lady. Release all the effing files. Stop being complicit in child trafficking. Sign the damn paper. Okay, guys. I'm going to sign this. Motion to discharge a committee from the consideration of a resolution. To the Clerk of House of Representatives, move to discharge the Committee on Rules from the consideration of the resolution, entitled a resolution providing for consideration of the bill to advance responsible possibilities, which was referred to, said, in support of the motion undersigned. I would sign that, but honestly, I don't know what that means, because I thought it would say something like, I don't know. I guess I'm not a congressperson, so I guess I can't sign it. Is this safe to click? I don't want a virtue on my iPhone without iOS 26. Now no one is believing, no one is, having everybody is telling this lady to go, stop lying. Give me a flipping break. Any files released are and have been public knowledge. Buckle up, Luna. This is going to hit the fan when these women testify. Is it safe to click? So are you signing discharge petition? This seems incomplete. Liar. Damn, so everybody's saying that this was bullshit. This was BS, guys. Oh, man. Well, maybe another day. Hopefully soon. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. And hopefully you guys will be back. Please subscribe. Thank you for commenting. And check out my Amazon store. Link in bio. But you guys have a good night. I'm going to call it a night. And I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. And we'll see you guys.